My name is Ahmad Seddeeq. I come from Egypt. I am Imam of University al-Muslima of Iceland, or Islamic Cultural Center of Iceland. Actually, to talk about circumcision, this topic is very sensitive, and Muslims, people who are living in Iceland, they actually got frustrated hearing about this bill, and questions arose. What will happen? Shall we have our children, our boys circumcised in Iceland in the future, especially those who got new babies? Others ask other questions like, what will we do if it's not allowed here? Can we do it outside, abroad, somewhere in our home countries or some other neighboring countries? And if it is banned here in Iceland and we do it abroad, what will happen when we come to Iceland with our babies? Many questions and worries from people, and actually this shows how a law like this, if it becomes a law, will be of actually harm, if I can say, of harm to a part of the society in Iceland, which are the Muslim community and the Jewish as well, because we believe this is a practice amongst other religious practices in Islam, and we are expecting that this is being a part of our religion. It will be granted as a religious right among other rights, according to the human rights and according to the UN Convention. And especially when talking about boys, we believe that this is something pertaining to the Muslim community and the Muslim children. It will not affect the society, the public society. We will not say that if some Muslims or some Jewish boys are circumcised, it will be harmful to the society. This will cause no harm, especially in Iceland. Like a few years ago, people like doctors stopped doing this circumcision for boys in Iceland. So there is no actual risk or problems caused by circumcision. So we make it a big issue and give that sanction or that penalty of 6 years in jail in case someone is some boy, his parents decide to have him circumcised. Parents, we believe as well that parents, they care for the health of the children, and based on their belief and based on their conviction of the reports, medical reports that are based on like World Health Organization, American like pediatrics, the Academy of American Pediatrics, and the conclusions they have reached to, we do this procedure as well. So it is from a healthy point of view, medical point of view, it is something beneficial, especially if it is done very at an early age and not later, which will mean that less risks and less pain, and will be easier process or procedure, and the boy will not remember it at all, which will not be the case if even they delay it, which will become more risky and more painful, and he will need to take a leave from work if he's working, the man, and they will need to think about it twice. And if he's religious and he start thinking about this right that has been taken from him, that in the past he could have had this circumcision at an early age, but because of some law that has been enacted, he cannot do it anymore. So all these things we need to think about it, about the consequences of a law like this. Yes.
So the Iceland nation, as you say, rightly so, we have no experience with circumcision. We have never thought about it as a part of our life, and I think that people proposing this act, they are mostly thinking about like comparing it to the mutilation of women genitalia, when so-called circumcision is performed on women, and equating it with male circumcision, which is absolutely not comparable.
It is not comparable at all, yes.
No. And I was thinking, but the other factors, if we look beside if we look at the religious, the small religious groups here in Iceland, because Iceland is a very monolithic society. Yeah. Most people belong to one church, and then you have a group that do not want to belong to that church, and then you have small groups of different religions that are all very, very small here in Iceland compared to other parts of the world. What do you think the effects of such a law would be on regular life here in Iceland for such minorities?
Yes, actually, this is why I believe that a country like Iceland, welcoming people and having new people coming to Iceland from all parts of the world, and known all over the world as a very democratic state, Iceland. We need this to be more manifested, and this thing, I think it will affect that rank of Iceland regarding the democratic process in the country. Children have their own rights, and amongst the rights that are guaranteed by the UN Convention for Child Rights, it is that a child who belongs to a community, a minority in a religious or ethnical minority living in a state, and this child shall not be denied their right to practice and confess the faith and enjoy the culture of his parents and his community. So this is very clear, part of this or right that is maintained by the UN Convention. That also we expect that when we refer to other rights, we refer to this article. It's article number 30, and I don't know how it works in articles, because articles sometimes specify each other's. Some article is public, like general, and there come some other articles specifying it. This works in our religion, in Islam. Some verses in Quran, it's public, and then you find another verse coming, some revelation specifying it and making the meaning to the point. So here comes the point, like this is article number 30, so it's supposed to specify the general articles before it. I know there was reference to article 24, article 4 or 3, I think. So these articles, so maybe this article is specifying these other articles, but in general, it is very healthy for Iceland and for this beautiful society, small society, having people from different parts of the world with different beliefs and different cultures, to allow everybody to practice their own faith freely, and let children grow up normally and living their life when it comes to their culture, their faith, practicing everything freely without finding any obstacles, because this is not healthy for the society and not healthy for those when they grow up within a family that is religious, especially Muslim families and Jewish families, and have this as part of their practices. So we need to work on practicing this as the UN Convention mentions in this regard.
Ahmed, thank you so much.
Thank you.